With all the latest news and discussion from the football world, this is Football Central. Okay, and go.
Hello and welcome to Football Central. Today is pretty much build up to Manchester United versus RB Leipzig. I am your co-host, Jordan, also known as JLIWheels, and joining me today, again, we're on a Todd. It's just me and Will today, Mr. TubeMix. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I've got my cookie dough flavoured fridge milkshake, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
Pushing the boat out, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Lovely. Team news from United to come in just a second. I'm going to get Will to deliver that because my BBC app is not working. Just to update you briefly, Chelsea 1-0 currently against FK Krasnodar, not FC Krasnodar, I was going to say. The goal scored by Callum Hudson-Odoi after the assist from Kai Havertz.
Ooh, right, okay.
Over to you, Will.
Okay, thank you very much, JLIWheels. Very nicely done as always. Very slick.
As usual.
Exactly. That's what you always get with JLIWheels. Slick and smooth. Anyway, thank you very much. And yes, hello, welcome. As JLIWheels said, to tonight's edition of Football Central, where we're building up to, definitely quite a big game in the UEFA Champions League. It's match day 2. Can you believe that? Already?
Amazing quick.
It is, yeah. And just before we do give you the team news, there's also quite a big game today. Also in the Champions League, it's Juve v Barca. And Cristiano Ronaldo is out of that one after testing for the virus. So it'll be definitely a big miss for them. And yeah. But anyway, as we said, today's game we are focusing on is Manchester United v RB Leipzig. I always call them RP Leipzig. I always get that confused, but RB Leipzig. It's at Old Trafford. It kicks off at 8 o'clock. And here's the team news. So it's David De Gea in goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I presume, at right back. Then it's Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw. Not sure. No, I don't think that would be a back three. Well, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the formation. But when it does come out,
playing.
What's that?
Is Tellez playing?
No, he's not playing. He's
He'll be at left back then. Luke Shaw will be at left back then.
Yeah, it'll be short left back. Then it's Nemanja Matic, Fred and Paul Pogba. And Donny van de Beek is starting, presumably, left winger, which he can play there, in place of Marcus Rashford. And then it's Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood. It's a return for him. And on the bench is Edison Cavani, Juan Mata, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Daniel James, Timothy Foster-Mensah, Odion Ighalo, Dean Henderson, Brandon Williams, Axel Tuanzebe, Scott McTominay, and Teden Mengi. Good to see Mengi on the bench. It'd be really nice to see him come on because it looks like seems to be like a really good young talent from what I've heard. And then for RB Leipzig, oh right, okay, Gulashi.
Right. Okay. Well, I can do the Leipzig team news if you want.
Oh right, okay. Oh yes, please, because there's a few different, to pronounce difficult.
Right. Okay. So for RB Leipzig, we've got Peter Gulashi in goal with a back four of Konate, Upamecano and Holstenberg, Benny Henrichs at left back, Kevin Campbell, Angelino, Danny Olmo, Yannick. Is it Yannick? I'm sure it's Yannick. Yusuf Poulsen with Emil Forsberg. On the bench for RB Leipzig is Vele Orban, Marcel Sabitzer, Huang Hee-chan, Schauner, Tyler Adams, Alexander Soloff, Samardzic, Justin Kluivert, Martinez, Borkowski, Martel and Bosch.
Very nice pronunciations. That certainly sounded, I presume, correct.
Some of them were wrong, but the majority of them were correct.
Yeah, well, obviously, Upamecano, I do know him, and Benjamin Henrichs, who used to play for, I think it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it?
Leverkusen, Benny Henrichs.
Leverkusen, that's it. But yeah, I definitely have an Angelino, obviously. Is at loan, isn't he, from Manchester City, or is he in a permanent deal?
No, he's still on loan, isn't he?
Loan,
I wonder what
that's
formation they're playing. I'm trying to figure it out. Obviously, it's a back four.
Yeah.
2 midfielders, 1 central midfielder, 2 wide men, and a striker, maybe. Yeah, I think that works. So, Nkunku and Campbell as like the holding players. Olmo through the middle. Olmo through the middle with Angelino and Forsberg out wide with Poulsen up front on his own. Makes sense.
I mean their bench. Oh, sorry, just to say, their bench, potentially has got some good options for RB Leipzig. They've got Alexander Soloff. I know he didn't exactly do too well, particularly. It's not been a success for him at Palace. But just
it at Trabzon.
What's that?
He smashed it at Trabzonspor.
Oh right.
So that's why he's ended up at Leipzig, isn't it? Because he did really well at Trabzonspor.
Oh right,
also,
yeah.
Well, just quickly, the other game in Group H that's going on at the minute is Istanbul Başakşehir 0, PSG 0. I think that the biggest test in the group for United is this one.
Yes, well, definitely they've got some good young talents. Benjamin, is it Henrichs or Henrique?
Benny Henrichs.
Benny Henrichs. Obviously, he's very highly rated, isn't he? Angelino, I think when he was playing for City, was certainly a solid left back. I thought he would probably, if he was at City, he'd probably do better than most of the. He'd do better than Mendy, I think. And obviously Upamecano. He's been linked to loads of clubs, hasn't he? Arsenal and United, and obviously. What do you say, sir?
Since Van Dijk's been injured, Liverpool are the big one, aren't they?
to be honest, I think it's gone a bit quiet on that front, hasn't it? Although I did see him sort of linked with United again. You just don't know. I mean, all these rumours, going round. Sometimes you don't know whether they're true or whether it's just the press doing their usual thing. So.
Well, for us, it's the start of a couple of days. We're on tonight, obviously. We'll be on tomorrow as usual, and.
Oh yes. I apologise. I forgot what's it tomorrow.
Tomorrow is our usual roundup day.
Oh, of course. Yes. Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. I do apologise about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be on tomorrow doing our usual roundup, and then think would it be Saturday the next one? I think.
Sunday.
Sunday.
I'm working.
Oh right. Okay.
Tomorrow is the last one I can do for maybe about 2 weeks.
Oh right. Okay. Well, maybe Sam would be back then for that. Maybe.
I'm sure he will. Anyway, to get back to the game, I think this is United's biggest test in their group.
I would agree. I think, yeah.
I think it's a really interesting selection as well. Again, from Ole, I think the back four did well, didn't they?
Well, it was a back three.
Well, yeah, but the defenders, all did well against United. Against Chelsea, sorry, Luke Shaw did well, Maguire.
Oh, sorry, yes, because they played Chelsea after PSG.
Yeah, it was a back four against Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yes, sorry. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm just losing track.
Matic and Fred, the two holding players. I think it's been highlighted a lot. Matic doesn't really have the pace, and I think
no.
Some of these players that Leipzig are going to be using. The likes of Angelino and players like Poulsen and Nkunku and players like that are all quick, all very good with the ball, and I feel like it might be a position where United struggle, but with Pogba in the team and Van der Beek as well, it's interesting. I wonder what formation United are playing.
Yeah, it is interesting. I would probably guess it'd be, Van der Beek probably playing, left winger. And, yeah, Matic and Fred, I think Fred and McTominay, not when they play separately, but when they're together, they do pretty well. So I'm not exactly sure about Matic and Fred. Pogba, I still don't trust him pretty much. He turns up whenever he likes, as far as I'm concerned. So, it'd be interesting to see what he can do tonight. It certainly is interesting.
It's an one, isn't it, tonight? I think it definitely is a very interesting one tonight, because I think we're gonna see. Really, we're going to see what United can do in Europe, because PSG is one thing, but based on what I actually read after the game and stuff, then they've not had the best of seasons, which probably makes sense, because I'm a little bit behind. I'm about 3 weeks behind on my French league, so anything could have happened. But from what I've seen, they were doing great. They didn't start off very well, but they definitely got back into form. So yeah.
Yes, well, you don't want to fire up Neymar and Mbappe, do you?
Neymar came up injured, didn't he?
Yes, well, to me, I think Neymar is massively overrated anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, it will be a very interesting and definitely certainly a big test because, PSG I thought were pretty rubbish against United. Um, you know,
Yeah.
Neymar, I expected much more from him. Mbappe, I mean, I can't remember his name being called that much, and it's a testament actually to the United defence, and I think it's frustrating that we're not playing with a back three because I think the back three is the best formation. I mean, it definitely brings the best out of Victor Lindelof, always more comfortable in a back three. So for me, that is a slight frustration because if we're playing a back four, I'd probably rather have Tuanzebe with Maguire. But if we're playing a back three, then fair enough, I'd have Lindelof. And yeah, Matic and Fred. I mean, yeah, that's certainly another interesting one. But also, I mean, the two teams' benches. I mean, Justin Kluivert obviously did really well at Ajax, didn't he, for quite a good few seasons?
Yeah.
And his father, well, obviously he was a very famous player who I can't remember his name, but used to play for Arsenal.
No, yeah, that played Arsenal.
No, his father, not Justin Kluivert.
Yeah, Patrick Kluivert played for. I think he was the. Don't know if he's still the youngest Champions League winner ever, but he might still be. Played for Ajax, played for Barcelona, played for Newcastle.
Oh right, okay. Right, well, I do apologise for that. But actually, United have a really good, strong bench. I mean, you know, the likes of Mark Rashford, Fernandes, Mata, James, Igalo, and obviously, you know, it'd be interesting to see how Cavani would do if he came on. So actually, I think both teams, what's really good for them, if they are struggling, they've got some pretty good options to come off the bench. Would you agree with that? Is he still there, JLIWheels?
I would agree with that, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's quality from the bench. I feel like Leipzig have started with the stronger 11.
Yes, they have, yeah.
Is huge.
I mean, Forsberg, Emil, is it Emil? Is it?
Emil, it's Swedish.
Oh right, okay. Well, I certainly remember the last time. I think it must have been against United. I think I remember him being quite a threat actually. You know, he definitely didn't leave us alone, so that tells you what a great striker he is. So I'm expecting big things, particularly from him tonight. And yeah, it'll also be interesting for, you know, Mason Greenwood's been out for a couple of matches, you know, after, you know, I mean, the press and, you know, I would agree with Ollie, you know, the press trying to bring Greenwood down, trying to crush him after, you know, that incident with Phil Foden and, of course, the other incident. So it'll be also interesting to see, particularly from Greenwood, I think, tonight.
I mean, it's an interesting one because PSG have scored against Istanbul. Moise Kean.
Oh right, okay, yeah, he's on loan from Everton, isn't he?
Moise Kean assisted by Mbappe.
Oh right, okay.
How weird is that? You go from, you know, one you know, season being the sub of the subbed off after being subbed on, and then you get assisted by Mbappe.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that Forsberg's an interesting one because all I've ever known of Forsberg is to be like a centre midfielder, so I don't know what role he's playing today. I think Poulsen is usually the striker.
Oh well, I remember him. I'm sure he played central striker when I saw him in the Champions League.
To me, Leipzig's one of Leipzig's biggest weapons is Marcel Sabitzer, who's on the bench. Now I don't know if you remember him, but he scored two goals against Spurs to knock them out in the round of 16.
It might have been what I remembered seeing against Tottenham, maybe.
Yeah, so he's a good player, and Leipzig in general are a great team. I know that they get a lot of they do get quite a bit of stick, obviously, because they're owned by Red Bull and they're a franchise team, and
they give you wings if they play well.
What have you? But I personally, I like them, and I like the team as well. I like the players individual. I like Galaxy's story.
I like the whole club story because it started from being such a small club and then it worked its way up. To me, that's it would make a very good documentary on them.
Sure, I can imagine there are documentaries about it, to be fair. There's got to be one out there somewhere, surely. The RB Leipzig story,
Yeah, I mean, I just, I agree with you. I think they're developing into a great young team, aren't they? And, it'd be really great to see them win the Bundesliga. I think instead of, Bayern or Dortmund, it'd be really good to see them, win the Bundesliga.
Aren't they? They are top at the minute, aren't they? Which is obviously very good.
Yeah, brilliant. So it's also very interesting also for Anthony Martial as well. I mean, he's not, can he be consistent? That's always the frustration with Martial. He goes through spells when he's brilliant, and then it's games when he's just either garbage or average or
really hasn't done much this season, has he? Not yet. I mean,
no, but he's been
got sent off against Tottenham and what have you.
Yeah. It's interesting for a lot of players. I think particularly on the United team. Lots of them with points to prove tonight, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've continuously said this, haven't we, for a while now about points to prove.
Yeah.
Sometimes we haven't yet got really a convincing United performance as of yet this season.
No, not really. Although I did think they were good against Brighton in the League Cup.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point. That's Brighton in the League Cup. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not the best. To say, oh yeah, well, they played very well against a bunch of Brighton's, young players. It's not great for them, is it?
No. I
think the biggest opportunity to sort of put things right would have been against Chelsea, and realistically, I hope that even Sam can look at the highlights from the other day and say, oh yeah, Chelsea should have had a penalty, but he wasn't really budging on it, was he?
No, he wasn't. I mean, he said to us after the show, didn't he? His dad, said to him, how the hell do you think that's not a penalty?
Yeah, yeah, but see, that would have been another one. That's another one where really, if you have all the things of the game the exact same way, but the penalty goes in, that's another one where United have lost points.
Yeah.
But even without losing, it's still a game where United have got away with it again. And
yes.
I do wonder sort of how long the luck's gonna go on for.
Yeah, it's
runs out eventually, doesn't it?
What do you say? Sorry.
Luck runs out eventually.
It does, yeah, and I wasn't particularly happy with Solskjaer blaming, excuses for. Okay, yes, it's fair enough. I mean, no fans, obviously, any team would miss the fans, but to me that sounded like an excuse. That did.
It was very weird because I feel like the way he said it did sound like he was saying, it's because there's no fans that we're not doing very well. I think that's basically also saying that United, basically need fans to be successful, and that's not what Manchester United are.
Well, no, but obviously, you could say lots of teams that normally do well have struggled because there hasn't been the fans there. So it is an interesting one.
You look at.
Oh, who's that? Oh, I'll have to call them later.
Anybody important?
No, just someone just from used to go to college with.
No worries. But yeah, no, I understand what you mean. I think it's definitely a kind of a dodgy thing to say for Ole. It didn't come across very well either.
No.
Don't know. He doesn't ever really seem to do himself many favours, does he?
No, and he could start off by getting rid of his seat so that when he tries to sit down, then he won't have any lazy seat to sit on.
It's right. And I think obviously he made that comment about United's season started here and then.
After the PSG, after the win against PSG, yeah.
And then like we said, they were very lucky to come away with a draw against Chelsea, really. So it's interesting.
It is, yeah.
Because I don't know whether it's him or it's the players or it's the tactics or what, but something just isn't correct in my eyes.
Well, Phelan, McKenna and Carrick should say, no, you do something for once, rather than just leaving us to do all the talking and stuff.
I mean, I guess as a manager, you say what you say. I've heard it. I watch a lot of podcasts and things about managers, and they all basically say a similar thing, which is you say what you say to a team, and then after that, on the pitch, there's nothing that you can do. But either way, you look at the difference between Lampard and Ole.
Yeah, I mean, you see Lampard, you don't see him stuck in his seat, you see him barking out orders, which is how it should be. The players are able to, it gets the players turned on, make sure they're concentrating,
When you're chasing a game, you're trying to win. That's the most important thing to get your players up for it, I think.
Absolutely. Try to get them motivated, Try to really put the message across.
It's funny because I feel like Ole made the right choices, but he definitely made them too late.
Yes, and that. How many times have I said this on this show? And Ben said it as well, I'm pretty sure. And Sam, I think we've all pretty much said it. His subs, he always does it too late because he's scared. He is scared. There's no other reason not for that. He is scared, quite frankly.
Is it though being scared, or is it about being scared, or is it about not having faith to turn around and say, yeah, you can come on because you'll change the game?
I don't know. It's a hard one, but to me, I do wonder whether Ole is up to the task. again, just staying sat down. Well, you think Mikel Arteta, he you see him like barking orders, and he even talks in loads of languages, which really impresses me, particularly.
You wouldn't do it though, would you?
That he's very skillful at that.
No, it's impressive, and I think that's the difference between I mean, another thing again is we are gonna see a tactical battle today, because obviously the Leipzig manager is Julian Nagelsmann, who is, I think he's only like 31 or something like that.
Yeah, and he's already one of the most highly rated, young coaches, isn't he?
Yeah, he is very good. I've seen bits and bobs of Leipzig. I still need to catch up on all of my Bundesliga highlights. I've not seen any yet this season.
I mean, he's been linked with, if City don't exactly improve with Guardiola, that he's been lined up to replace him.
Let me ask you a question then. I've seen two main people, right, linked with the United job.
Okay.
And those two are Massimo
Allegri,
yeah.
Yeah.
And, I should know how to pronounce that really when I'm learning Italian. And obviously ex-Spurs, Maurizio Pochettino. Which one would you take?
Oh, it's a hard one, because obviously Allegri had many years of success, didn't he? He sort of, it's all really thanks to him that Juventus, this era, that they've got, that obviously you had Sarri, and now it's Pirlo, continuing that. But it's really Allegri that I think has built Juventus to what they've been for the last few years, I think. But then Pochettino is obviously experienced with the league, managed Southampton as well as Tottenham, but didn't win anything. But it's a hard one.
I don't know. I think he was the thing that changed Southampton, and the core that they have or had until Hasenhüttl come in and
of course, yes.
He changed them again. But I think like that first moment when you thought like Southampton were a real good team and stuff was definitely under Pochettino. I like him.
Definitely, I like him as well.
Is he going to be able to deliver? Who knows? Allegri the same. I don't know. Obviously, I think that there's been some good managers, but I think the most sustained success that why can't I say the word sustained? The most sustained success that
there you go.
had was definitely under Allegri, and he's a good coach from the
definitely, yeah.
However, there's always that kind of question mark, isn't there, when a new manager comes in, and
yeah,
when they're for a different league, you never really know what to expect.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think obviously Van Gaal was a big thing like that, and then
and
over the years, you look at the Chelsea managers and hits and misses with like Luis Felipe Scolari.
I was just about to say that, yeah. And Villani, I can never pronounce his name. The guy, he was ill.
Vialli was a Chelsea player, so
yes,
he's a bit different. I think with him, you can't really say that it was because he didn't know the league, because he did know the league, because he obviously said.
Oh yes. Sorry, yeah, he did play for Chelsea. Yeah.
Same with Hull. I was watching something the other day, and I've heard some amazing stories about him. Fantastic. Apparently, he used to call all the players whenever they came into his dressing, or he used to call the majority of the players. He used to call them "lovely boy." So
lovely boys, did he say?
Lovely boy. So Like if somebody knocks on his door, he'd go like, "Oh, hello, lovely boy. What do you want?" It's like, what fantastic.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Allegri would be a good choice because he's a born winner. But in the same breath, I feel like Pochettino's as good a manager, although his CV doesn't back it up.
Yes, although obviously Pochettino, one of the good strengths that Pochettino is good at was, with young players, you think Southampton, with Luke Shaw, Tottenham, the likes of Ben Davis.
He got the best out of Luke Shaw.
Definitely, yeah.
He was what season before, first season in the Premier League. He was 16, Luke Shaw, in 2012-13, right? He was 16, good young fullback, played a few times, did well, but then the season after, he's 17, playing in the Southampton first team, and definitely, other than like Ashley Cole, best left back.
Well, yeah, I mean, he pushed him out of the England team, Ashley Cole.
Not just that, but like, you think about Lallana, you think about Lambert, even Lovren.
Gosh,
Van Dijk, Mane. So, there's no doubt that he had talent with him, but I think
definitely
did get the best out of those players. I mean, Schneiderlin, Jack Cole, players that went on to have good careers in the Prem. But going back to tonight's game, I think obviously the key man for United has to be probably Martial. I was going to say Pogba, but it depends whether he turns up or not.
Well, yeah, that's why I said, I just do not trust him, really. Ziyech has scored his first Chelsea goal. So that's brilliant for him. And what is that kit? It's horrendous. It's blue with like a child has painted on it.
I kind of like it.
Ugh, yuck.
Everybody else hates it. They say, "Oh, why are Chelsea wearing the Palace kit and all this?" I really like it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's revolting personally, but anyway, good for Ziyech to get his first Chelsea goal. Yes, I would agree also that Martial definitely would be the key man, but also I'm thinking the defence, can Maguire and Lindelof stop one of the most highly rated young defenders in Europe, Upper Meccano.
But you wouldn't be looking at United's defence to stop another defender. You'd be looking at United's defence to stop the attackers. So mainly the attackers rather than the defenders.
Oh yes, sorry, yeah, good point.
It's interesting because Leipzig as well. Same again. Leipzig have got a great back line in my opinion. You look at
excuse me.
At Meccano, you look at Canate, you look at the likes of Mukiele and Klosterman and Henriks and players like that. They've got a good team. So, like I said, I think it's definitely going to be tough for United tonight, but we'll see how they do and how they get on. In terms of a key man for Leipzig, I think you're definitely looking at the likes of Nkunku, Danny Olmo, Forsberg, Poulsen, basically like entire sort of forward line. I'm really surprised there's no Sabitzer. I would have liked to have seen him play actually, but we'll see. He might come on.
Yeah, well, maybe they need to put some hand sanitizer.
and Soloff as well, because obviously he's gone on to become now really highly rated.
Yeah.
scored a hell of a lot of goals in Turkey, and I don't know how he's done so far in Leipzig. Like I said, not seen many or any Bundesliga highlights just yet. But that would be another interesting one. Obviously, he's become now really highly rated.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this game unfolds, and I'm interested to see how David De Gea does.
Oh yes, definitely.
He had a good game in PSG.
Did made some cracking saves.
Good game in Paris, and didn't really have too much to do against Chelsea.
No.
We'll see if United are tested tonight.
It's 4-0 to Chelsea.
Wow, how's it gone from 1-0 to 4-0? It's just what?
Christian Pulisic, a player I really love. 90th minute.
All right, Timo Werner, Ziyech, and Pulisic. That's pretty good. Abraham getting the assist as well.
Oh yeah. Another great player. I quite like him. And Hudson Odoi, I also like him as well.
I've got another question for you now, and I don't know how long it's going to take us to talk about this, but we'll see. Now, United have obviously come out today that they've found a way to safely have 23,500 fans in the ground.
Oh yeah, socially distanced. Yeah.
Socially distanced, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously that's good, but I really don't think that we're going to be seeing football fans. Well, at least till at least something like March or April. I really can't. I can't see fans coming back in till probably it would be near the end of the season, because obviously we don't know what winter's going to be like. I mean, obviously it won't go. This is not a coronavirus crazy podcast thing, but yeah, but obviously it is good that United have worked out a way, but I really don't think that they're going to. I don't think we're going to be seeing crowds till probably near the end of the season.
I don't know. I really don't know. I hope that it happens, but obviously it's about staying safe. We are getting towards the colder months now, so I guess we're going to see what's going to happen. But
yeah, because virus obviously it does better in cold weather.
As most things do, like the flu and.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I think if it's possible, the only problem then is the sort of social distancing and entering and coming into the ground and leaving it. The only thing you could do is say 100 people come in at this time, and then they've got to be sat down, and then another 100 come in at this time, and then they've got to be sat down again, and then another 100, and then something like that. But even then, it's just difficult. I think obviously the EFL did it quite well, but that was literally only with 1,000 fans.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's not a coronavirus show. But I just thought it was interesting because obviously Manchester United have been definitely been one of the more vocal clubs, I feel, during the pandemic. They spoke about how much money they've lost.
Yes, and at least they kept pretty much all their staff. Whether Arsenal let a lot of them go.
I think it's interesting that a global enterprise like United shouldn't be the most forthcoming for me, because I think they could lose £1 billion. They could lose £1 billion, and
they suffered £7 million drop. £7 million drop.
£7 million drop is like paying for a bang average championship player at this point.
Oh, right.
I don't know. It's kind of like I just find that quite odd. I feel like it's good that they are forthcoming about it, but I don't understand why more clubs aren't, if you know what I mean. similarly, they've been very proactive and talking about, getting fans back and stuff, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't.
No.
Especially with the cases going up, I think there's no way.
Yes, and the tier 3 tiers and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and it does sadden me because, I love football and I love going to support my local team every week.
So do I. I've been to Old Trafford, to see, it was the women's football, but it was for the Olympics, and I also went to see United, with, I think it was Van Gaal, and it's just so great, the atmosphere. It's not the same as watching it on TV, It's also about having a day out. It's not just seeing the football. It's a social thing.
Football is definitely like a 12 to 7 kind of situation. Like the way I used to do it was I'd go to the pub at 12 o'clock. Have a bit of lunch while we were watching the early game, and have a couple of beers, have a couple of pints, and then go to the game and enjoy that. Have a pie and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had a pie and a Twix, I remember, from the Red Cafe as well, and it was great. Really great.
And then, like, the after bit, be going, going back to the pub, having some tea, having some more pints, and then coming home. It is a sort of an all-day event. It's definitely...
It is, yeah.
A huge social thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like England as a whole culturally is very different since coronavirus. But one of the big things is obviously the football culture. I think it has suffered quite a bit. But then we're getting into sort of societal issues and politics, and that's not what we're about here. So
no.
With that being said, let's get back to the football. So obviously we see Chelsea beat Krasnodar 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It is good, yeah.
Goals from Hudson-Odoi. I'm glad that he, it's still a situation where he's not getting overloaded playing every week.
No, I mean, because I like Hudson-Odoi, I really do.
I do. I feel like a lot of people say he's overrated, but...
No, I disagree with that.
Whenever I see him, I just think, God, what a player. But I feel like, again, because he's been around the team for, 3 years now?
Yeah.
He's 20 years old, and people are going on like, people have been going on about, what a great player Hudson-Odoi is going to be, but, he's not really proved anything yet. He's 20 years old. And that kind of annoyed me as well when people were going on about Phil Foden. And, Phil Foden, everybody goes on about him being a great player, but what have we seen of him? And then I went to
He's brilliant.
I went to watch Chelsea away at Man City, so at the Etihad, and Phil Foden came on as a substitute, and I understood what all the hype was about. He was energetic, especially since David Silva leaving as of him as well. I think he is one of the better midfielders in the Premier League, and he's only 20 years old, I think.
Something like that, 20, 21, something like that.
He's been around Phil Foden's been around, City's team for 4 years now.
Yeah.
So I think people in football have really short memories.
Yes. I do agree with that.
I just wanted to say as well quickly before we go into predictions.
No, that's all right.
There's quite a few championship games on. We're getting to the point now where we probably could start to say, this team looks good and this team looks good as well in the championship. Again, I'm about 3-4 weeks behind on the championship. But obviously Watford have done well and got into the position Swansea are where they should be Bournemouth have done well under Jason Tindall, and Norwich are doing well. Stoke are doing really well.
They are, yeah.
Under Michael O'Neill. I didn't realise until earlier on, but Tyrese Campbell is the son of Kevin Campbell.
Remind me, who's Kevin Campbell?
Kevin Campbell, probably one of the greatest Premier League loan signings of all time. He joined Everton on loan from Trabzonspor, and he scored 8 times in 9 games to save Everton from the drop, including a goal against the last person to score the winner for Everton against Liverpool 20 years ago.
Wow.
And his son is obviously Tyrese Campbell, who is a ridiculous talent for Stoke, going to be a very good player. Obviously, we've got Bristol City doing really well as well, and Reading under Pavlovic have just gone absolutely insane, haven't they?
Yeah, Derby County not going well for them, and Forest. I mean, hasn't he been sacked again? Chris Hooton's come in. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. I hope that Sheffield Wednesday can get a result today, because that would take them to -1 point. And they started.
Oh, of course, they were deducted, weren't they? 24 points or something?
Wasn't it? I think it was 12. They've won 2 this season. Drawn 3, and lost 3. It's a really hard situation for them, obviously, down near the bottom. Gary Monk's proving that he can do a job. I'm sure it's still Gary Monk. I wouldn't want to say that and not be him. Let me just have a look.
I think it is still him, yeah.
Gary Monk. He's the manager of Sheffield Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, former Leeds manager, of course. And, he was at Middlesbrough, I think, for a time as well.
And Swansea in the Prem.
Oh, yes, he was. Well, yeah, I was out of football then, but yes, he was.
So, yeah, it's a really difficult situation. Bournemouth and Bristol City are playing each other tonight. It's a Yorkshire derby between Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday, which is a huge 6-pointer for both teams. Rotherham, obviously, I think they've only won 1 game this season. So, it's funny because without the points deduction, Sheffield Wednesday would have been in 6th, 3rd. They would have been in 16th place without the points deduction, which is where Birmingham are at the minute.
Wow. At Bournemouth, Jason Tindall, he knows the club. He spent so many years as Eddie Howe's, assistant.
He seems to be doing really well. He seems to be doing really well, which I really like.
Brilliant, because he knows a lot of the players, and I know they've lost a lot of the players, but Josh King is still there. Lewis Cook, he's still there, isn't he?
David Brooks.
Yeah, he's still there.
Just very quickly, because I realise the game's about to start in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, but I'd recommend it. Ben Foster does YouTube videos.
Oh, right.
What he does is he'll put a GoPro in the goal. So it's really good. I think the channel is called Ben Foster the Cycling GK or whatever it is.
Oh, well, I know he did an exercise thing for Football Focus when he got Dan Walker and Dion Dublin doing that. That was quite funny.
So yeah, that's something else interesting. Now, with only 3 minutes to go until kickoff, my prediction is going to be. I don't know. It's not because again, it's not a great selection from Ole.
No.
So we'll see. I said a PSG win last week when the Champions League was on. That was wrong. But I am thinking a Leipzig win. Only like a 1-0 or something.
Actually, I'm thinking the same thing as you. I'm going 1-0 Leipzig.
Yeah. I'll go for that. Are we coming back together for post match or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, let's see. So the match kicks off at 8. So what time?
It
What
kicks
time
off at
will it
8.
be?
Second half would start at 9.
Right.
So for about 10 o'clock, we can come back together and.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That'd be fine. And also, how are you going to see the Juve and Barca game going?
That's interesting. I think with that, I don't know. They've dropped a couple of points, haven't they, under Pirlo? Milan are Milan 3 points clear unless I think they won the last game, which puts them I think 6 points clear.
Yeah.
Unless Juventus won. So I don't know I don't know how they've done in Europe so far, but Barcelona obviously they put 5 past Fenerbahce.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but did you see what the Spanish reporter said about Ansu Fati?
No.
I think he got sacked from his job because he said that the Ansu Fati's movement reminded him of a black man running away from the police.
Oh dear. Right. Not great then.
Yeah, not great. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
For me, Ansu Fati is the biggest prospect in world football.
He's 17 and he's quite a good young talent, isn't he?
Him and like Haaland and Giovanni Reina and Jude Bellingham and João Felix could still be a really good player. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, should probably call it a day there, I reckon.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I'm going 1-0 to Leipzig, and you're going for the same thing, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, we shall see you around 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. for... What's that, sorry?
Ring me once the game's done and I'll answer and we'll just carry on.
Right, okay, yeah, well, obviously it'll take me time to get up the stairs and turn the computer on. So, but yeah, certainly a little after 10. We'll see you then for extra time. From me and JLIWheels, thanks for watching, and if you want to, like, share, comment and subscribe to the TubeMix channel, and goodbye.